In today's video, we're going to show you how to create borders and also fill in the color of your cells. The first thing we need to do is select the range where we want our border to be. So I want a border underneath the headings I have here. So I'm going to select this range here. Now that I have it selected, I'm going to go to the Home tab and look for the font group. In the font group, we have the border button. Now the border button is actually two separate items. We have the list arrow that I'm pointing at, and we also have a picture of the border on the left. Now that will change depending on the last border you picked. I want to see the options, so I'm going to click the list arrow. Now for this one, I'm going to choose bottom border. Now that I have the border there, I'm going to just click away from my selection so you can see the border that I just added to these headings. The next thing we're going to do is draw a border. So I'm going to go back to my list arrow and I'm going to go down to draw borders. Now I actually want to change the line color and the line style first. Once I select any of these options, it will change to a pencil and I can draw my border right there, but I'm going to change a couple of the options first. I'm going to go to line color and choose green. And I'm going to go back in and change my line style to a double line. Now at this point, I can draw wherever I want a border. So I'm going to put it on the top and bottom and leave the sides alone. Now if I'm done drawing, I'm going to press escape on my keyboard to bring my cursor back to a normal selection mode. Now the last way we're going to create a border is the Format Cells dialog. Now I'm going to go down and highlight that totals row on the bottom. Now at this point, I prefer to just press Control 1 on my keyboard to open Format Cells. It will open to the last tab you went to when you did Format Cells. If you prefer to use the mouse, we can go up to the borders list arrow and then click on more borders as well. One thing you want to do in the border tab is actually change your style and color before you start implementing the border. Because when you change your line color or your line style, it actually won't reflect any of the borders you already put on the cell. So let me demonstrate. So if I add some borders here and then decide to change the style, you notice it doesn't actually change the borders you already have. So remember to change it first and then place your borders on your cells. Now let's put our borders on the cell, but first I'm going to change the style and color. Now I do want the thick one right here, and I'm going to change the color to one of the blue colors. Now the way the dialog on the right works, you can either click the boxes to enable it, where you can see the outline of where it's going to be, or we can click right in this interface where you can see it's quite easy to add a border by just clicking where you want the border. So this one I want at the very top, and you can see now I have a thick border at the top. Now we're going to add a second border by clicking this double border and then clicking on the bottom. Now these are the borders I want, so I'm going to click OK. And let's click away from our selection to see the result. Now the last thing we're going to do is add a fill color. So I'm going to add a color to that heading row up top, and I'll add a fill color to the bottom as well. So I'm going to select the headings at the top, and I'm going to go up to the font group and look for the paint bucket. Now it's 2 buttons. I want to change the color. I don't want to use white. You can see it's the actual last color. Either I had white or automatic there. So I'm going to click the drop down and choose a color. And I'm going to choose one of the lighter blues. And you can see my color has changed in my ribbon. Now I'm going to do the same for this totals on the bottom. And this time I'm just going to click on the button. I hope you found this useful. Thank you for watching.